Hi guys, so this is part 2 of the California regions lesson. Today we're going to talk about the mountain region and Central Valley. So make sure you open up your notes to the last part where we're talking about the desert region. Go ahead and open to a brand new page right after the desert region. And you're going to label the mountain region on top. And whatever you see on the screen needs to be written down in your notes. So for mountain region, did you know that more than half of California is covered in mountains? And the largest mountain range is called the Sierra Nevada, and it's about 400 miles long. A mountain range is a group of mountains that are near each other. Remember when we read about the Sierra Nevada Cascade Ranges? In the Sierra Nevada is Mount Whitney, which is the largest mountain in California at over 14,000 feet tall. Trees are a very important resource from the mountain region. The weather in the mountain tends to be colder because the higher the elevation, which means it's a height above the sea level, the colder it gets. So the higher you're above sea level, so sea level will be when you go to the ocean. That is the level that you see. That's sea level. So the mountain area will be much higher than the sea. So you have above sea level, below sea level. And below sea level will be anything underneath the ocean because we have certain parts of the city where it's actually below sea level. So the higher you're above the sea level, the colder it gets. Wet air from the Pacific Ocean is pushed above the mountains, and as it rises, it forms clouds that produce rain or snow. The Sierra Nevada are often covered in snow, and the name actually means snowy mountain range. Not many people live in the mountain region, but it's very popular to visit. What kind of activities do you think attract people to mountain regions? So think about the activities. Have you been to the mountain region area? Have you gone to Big Bear, other areas, the national parks? Think about what activities you have done in the mountain regions. Mountain regions, animals, and plants. Many animals and plants can be found in the mountain regions, including black bears, mountain lions, squirrels, chipmunks, foxes, raccoons, owls, bighorn sheep, snakes, giant sequoias, which is the oldest, is called General Sherman and is about 275 feet tall and 103 feet all the way around the trunk. So what other animals do you think you can find in California mountain? So from this slide, pick 4 of the animals that are listed. And can you guys write other 2 on your own? Brainstorm. Think about what other 2 animals you could find in the mountain regions. Next, we're going to talk about Central Valleys. So just a reminder, everything you see on the screen for this lesson needs to be written down in your notes. If you need to rewind or pause at any time to copy down these notes, make sure you do so. And of course, you will upload a photo of your notes at the end to Seesaw for credit. Central Valley. If you travel through California's Central Valley, you will primarily see flat fields and farmland. The Central Valley is California's largest farming area, and many crops are produced here. It has the perfect weather to grow crops for 10 months out of the year. So only 2 months are actually not a good year to grow crops. What kind of crops do you think the Central Valley provides us with? Besides having ideal weather, the Central Valley also has very fertile soil. This soil is perfect for growing crops, and much of it has come from the Sierra Nevada. So go ahead and brainstorm and jot down what kind of crops do you think the Central Valley provides us with? What kind of veggies do you think they could give us from Central Valley? The Central Valley is mostly farmland, but it does have a couple of large cities. One of these cities is Sacramento, which is the capital of California. Other large cities include Fresno and Bakersfield. The Central Valley is over 400 miles long and is very populated. Also, the Central Valley is very dry, but it has many rivers and lakes that attract tourists throughout most of the year. What other resources do you think we could get from Central Valley besides crops? So take a look at the photo. What do we see in these photos as well? We see farm animals. Would there be another resource that we get from the Central Valley? Central Valley animals and plants. Many useful animals and plants can be found in the Central Valley, such as cows, chickens, elk, deer, rabbits, pigs. Crops are grown such as almonds, peaches, apricots, corn, and olives. What other animals and plants do you think you can find in California's Central Valley? So for this slide, make sure you write down 2 animals that are listed and 2 crops that are listed. Then go ahead and brainstorm 1 animal and 1 crop that you think that we could get from Central Valley. Make sure you upload a photo of your notes to Seesaw. You will also see the following assignments posted on Seesaw. It says tell your partner, but for this assignment, you're going to record a video answering the following questions. So question number 1 is, why is the Central Valley so good for growing crops? Number 2, what is the name of the California's capital? Question number 3, what is the name of the largest mountain range in California? Number 4, why is it so cold as you get higher up in the mountains? Make sure you give me a full explanation as to why it gets colder the higher you go up to the mountains. If you need to go back and rewatch this lesson, go ahead and do so. Can't wait to hear your answers.